Today I'm making burrito bowls at home. This spicy slow cooker beef is just perfect for this. And I recently saw a video by Simply Sarah Hart, how she freezer prepped burrito bowls, and I'm gonna use that little method because I do have the super cubes, but I will also show you how to do it if you don't have those. Either way, it's all gonna be good. Watch the video, and I hope you find it helpful. Here we go. Okay, spicy beef in the crock pot slow cooker for these burrito bowls. This is about 4 to 4.5 pounds of beef chuck roast. We'll put this one. And I'm working with an 8-quart crock pot. Is like a tablespoon of this. This is garlic, salt, and pepper. 2 tablespoons of beef bouillon powder, like a tablespoon of onion powder. I'll be using 2 Roma tomatoes. So these are 2 dried chile morita, very smoky. Half of a white onion, here's a jalapeno, and plenty of garlic. Like I said, just sprinkle it. At some point, I'll probably mix everything throughout the cooking process, but this will do for now. And if you don't have like blends, you know, 2 teaspoons of garlic powder, a little bit of salt, like a teaspoon, 2 teaspoons of pepper works. Mixing dried seasonings with fresh, it works for me. Here's the onion powder, fresh garlic, my tomatoes, the jalapeno, half of a large onion, and my 2 chile morita going in. I'm also going to add some smoked paprika. Just shake it all over, that's fine. No liquid goes into this. It'll render its own juices and fat and all that good stuff. Cover it, set it to high, and like I said, you're gonna cook. I'll probably check it halfway through, and that'll probably be a good time to fish out the fresh ingredients to blend it up. Okay, so it has been about 3 hours. So I'm going to remove the tomato, jalapeno, onion, and garlic, and the chile morita, and we are going to blend that up into a puree. I'm also going to skim out any rendered fat that's on the top. I'm going to take a ladleful of broth and add it into the blender cup to puree the salsa. Okay, so this is very spicy because I didn't remove any of the seeds. So what I'm going to do is add part of it in with the beef and then keep the rest out for extra salsa. Because if I add all of this, this might be too spicy for my family. So here are some things that you can do to sub the chile morita. You can sub that with chipotle chiles in adobo sauce, or you can just leave it out, add extra smoked paprika, and just use the 1 jalapeno. Some of you don't want it extra spicy, so those are some alternatives for your slow cooker spicy beef. Totally works, and like I always say, cook, season, and salt to your preference. I don't have your taste buds, so cook for yourself and how you like. Typically, my recipes are just sort of like a guide or a canvas for you to just really take the recipe and create your own version of it, especially with things that you have accessible, whether it's at the grocery store or in your pantry, because all of us sometimes don't have access to some of the ingredients in recipes that you see online. So feel free to adjust. So I'm just going to give this a quick mix, and you can see the meat is already tender, but I'm going to let it go for another hour or so. In all, it's going to take about 4.5 hours to 5 hours to get tender. Here I'm reserving the rest of that salsa And now the beef is done. And you see how it's completely broken down, and it'll be easy to shred. Wow. So typically when you make beans, you'd want to soak them overnight, but I'm going to show you a quick way to do this if you forget or don't have time. You want to pick out broken beans and debris, and then you're going to cover with water. And you can set and soak these overnight. Again, typically you want to do that, but you can just put it into a pot. And what I'm going to do is turn on the heat, and you're going to bring it to a boil. Once it starts to boil like this, you'll shut off the heat, and you'll let it steep and soak for 1 hour. Okay, we're going to drain the beans. Okay, we're going to drain out the soaking water. I shut off the heat once they started boiling, and then you soak them for an hour, dump out the water, and now we have fresh, clean water to boil the beans. Put it on the middle burner. Okay, so for the beans, I'm going to add a bay leaf, half of this onion, and several cloves of garlic. Onion, several cloves of garlic. I'll take one. Yeah, that's enough. You're going to let this boil until the beans are cooked through and tender. It's going to take an hour or so. By the way, I did not add salt because that will make the beans tougher and harder to cook through. So I will probably add salt the last 15-20 minutes of cook time. Okay, let's add salt. I'd like a teaspoon at a time. Maybe it's like a teaspoon and a half. Like a little more. You'll want to salt to taste. And these are pretty much, I'll say I let it go for another 15 minutes. They're done. They're soft and tender. Okay, I've got 2 cups of long grain rice, and I'm gonna rinse it back and forth between this and that. And you gotta rinse it like 5 to 7 times. Okay, so I'm working with 2 cups of rice that I've already washed and cleaned. Okay. This is the easiest way I make cilantro lime rice. Steamed rice, and then I mix cilantro and lime at the end. I'm going to chop up the cilantro, cut the lime, the juice, and the cilantro goes into the rice. We mix it, and that's it. That's my easy cilantro lime rice for these burrito bowls. Lime. Okay. Add the cilantro, the lime. I'm gonna add a pinch of salt to the rice. Kind of mix and fluff. If you want more cilantro, if you want more lime, it's up to you. But I think the juice of that one lime will be enough for this. And this is my easy cilantro lime rice. Not bad. We start with our cilantro lime rice. Get a scoop. Put that right in there. Okay. So we're going to add some black beans right there for this delicious spicy beef. This is a spicy beef burrito bowl. And it's just, oh, and remember, we have that extra salsa for those of you that really want that spice. This goes right here on the side. Okay, garnishes, we're going with some fresh avocado and some sour cream. Here's our salsa. You can take a little bit of that and just put it there. And this is your homemade burrito bowl for a fraction of the price. Chipotle could never. So I'm definitely going to enjoy this. But in the meantime, I want to show you how to freezer prep this for a meal the next day or the next week. Super good. So this is a silicone mold and it's called Super Cube, and it has like measurements on the inside. It makes it a lot easier to like prep these individual portions, and they pop out like ice cubes. But if you don't have this, you can just use regular containers, and I'll show you. So this is kind of like a half-cup size container that I used for snacks for my kids. And you can just fill it up with your leftovers and kind of pack it in there and freezer prep it. This is a freezer-safe container, and it's something that you can use if you watch this video and don't have the super cubes, which are very convenient. I will see if I can get a link and put it in the description below, but if I can't, you can just search super as in soup, like a bowl of soup, but it's super cube. And these are very convenient when you're freezer prepping anything, in my opinion. Okay, so that is prepped, and now I'm going to use the other half of that avocado and show you. You can just add some lime and salt, mash it up, and put it in a freezer prep container. And that is something you can utilize later for your burrito bowl. That goes into a small container, and there's so many ways to freezer prep things like avocado, but this is what I'm doing today, and it goes right into the freezer. And I did a couple of these. Freezer prep, this is the meat, black beans, and rice. And this is going to go in the freezer, and I'll show you, like, once it's frozen, how you can reheat it the next day or for weeks to come, depending how you store it in the freezer. Okay, so let's see. I have this oven safe, microwave safe dish. Okay, we got the rice. Okay, and then here's the meat. But yeah, and this you can cover this in aluminum foil, and you can pop this into your air fryer to cook and reheat or microwave it. Okay. Okay, so it's warming through, but the one that's going to take a while is the meat. So we're going to spread that out and put it back in for another minute. It's going to, this from frozen, it takes about 4.5 minutes probably. And here it is, heated through in the microwave, or like I said, you could do your air fryer. And this is the guacamole or avocado, and it's pretty much thawed. It has a little bit of cold, but that's okay, because as soon as I put it on in this bowl, it's gonna defrost. So we'll do that. And like a tablespoon of sour cream. We'll put here's the salsa that we made with that spicy beef, slow cooker spicy beef. I saved it. That can go like right there. Homemade burrito bowl. Like I said, garnish how you like, but this is pretty much the basic version that we love, and it's so good. So here's my pretend super cube hack to freeze in just like equal size containers for the rice, beans, and meat. But these are the super cubes that you can purchase and freeze like a big ice cube. Not bad. Freezer prepped. And this is how I freezer prep and make burrito bowls at home. So I hope you like this recipe, and be sure to check out my YouTube channel, Simply Mama Cooks, for more easy recipes. And I will see you in the next video. Bye.